Yeah, hello again. You know, I was just watching something that made me think and wanna do this video. Yeah, so I was watching somebody who is quite, you know, let's say he knows a lot about combat sports and stuff like that. So he was talking about Filip Hrgovic, and yeah, that is just what he said. I kind of now have realized that yeah, there's more to it, to the whole thing. All right, than I thought. The reason why he has been kept at a distance for so long now by Eddie Hearn, promoters like him. It's like he has been on the radar for a while now, and at least after beating Zhang, he should have gotten a big fight, or even maybe a world title fight, or even just a big fight against, you know, one of the best, one of the best um, heavyweights. But yeah, of course, there were people saying he was lucky he shouldn't have won that fight. Yada yada, and yeah, of course, that I don't agree with that. But it's we know that doesn't matter. People I mean, did Dillian White really win against Jermaine Franklin? Of course not. He still got a really clear decision, which was a disgrace, a unanimous one. I mean, he got outboxed easily. So anyway, I mean, Hrgovic. Here's the thing. So this is what I realized. Hrgovic is not a trash talker. First of all, yeah. So sadly, this is where we've come today. You have to be either a trash talker or just some kind of colorful person outside the ring to be a star in boxing today. If you are not, then you have to be like, really fabulous. I mean, so good at like Naoya Inoue, for instance. And yeah, so the problem with Filip Hrgovic is now the guy that he beat, Zhang, he went on to fight Joe Joyce instead of Hrgovic, which was wrong. While Hrgovic had to be inactive for over a year, he had to sit and wait for fights. And when he finally came back, who did he get to fight? Two total bombs, unknowns. I mean, first against that guy, Dempsey McKean, I was like, alright, he was just coming back after a layoff. But then now, before Christmas, he gets to fight Mark Lemori. I mean, come on. 41-year-old undersized heavyweight. I mean, why do they do this to him? While in the meantime, you have Joseph Parker, who got knocked out by Joe Joyce, who got knocked out by Jean, fighting Deontay Wilder. Come on. And why? Because he's with Eddie Hearn, obviously. And that's another thing. Hrgovic is with, I believe, Sauerland. So, yeah, he is. Based in Germany, not UK. That's another problem. A third problem is he is not a good-looking guy. Right? Yeah, is a very big European white guy who doesn't really look like he could be on the cover of a magazine, whatever. Yeah, he's just simply is not a good looking man. But that should not have to matter, really. Yet it does. Yeah, yet it does, obviously. So he's not a flashy person in the ring or outside, but he gets the job done in the ring anyway. Because of his size, his weight, all that, he cannot be really like one of those, Evander Holyfield type heavyweights, or even, I don't know, maybe Anthony Joshua, let's say, or yeah. So he's not a one punch guy, like one punch knockout guy like Wilder either. So yeah, but he still has the skills. He still can punch. He still has beaten. So far, he's the only person who not only went 12 rounds against Zhang, but also won, beat him actually. No matter what anybody may think, I don't care about that. You may think that's your right, your personal opinion. Fine. But I mean, all facts. If you look at that fight again, you will see that I'm right. That no, there is no way that you can give that to Jean. Maybe if you said maybe yeah, it should have been a draw. Maybe I could have accepted that. But that Jean won just because he scored a knockdown, shook Hrgovic a few times. Yeah, he did, but that's all. Like probably. I mean, after the sixth, seventh round, he was slowing down really big time and taking a lot of shots. So there you go. Anyway, so Erlich is paying the price of not being good looking, not being exotic. I mean, Zhang himself is not really good looking, but at least he's Chinese. That's an anomaly. Chinese heavyweight. 6 foot 6. Well, yeah. So he's got that exotic factor. He's not a white guy and stuff like that. So yeah, of course. I mean, he's got a big punch. He can knock out people with one punch, probably. Yeah, he can. I mean, I'm not saying Hrgovic can't, but maybe not people like Joe Joyce. I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say that he would be able to take him apart as easily as Zhang did. But he can take one hell of a punch, Hrgovic. He can, indeed. Yeah, so they, but just because of that, because people like Hearn are aware of the fact that he is very good, but he's not that marketable, to put it that way, because he's not some kind of fast, action fighter or, one punch knockout wonder like Wilder, for instance, or, like some really beautifully muscled, handsome guy like Joshua, or crazy, like colorful character like Tyson Fury. He's none of that. So, I mean, he's been ridiculed even at home, and I mean, his own compatriot Alan Babich has called him, repeatedly called him cube-shaped, this and that. So, yeah, when even your own countryman makes fun of you, there you go. I mean, through time, Hrgovic has proven himself as definitely the better of those two. So yeah, he's definitely one of the best European heavyweights right now. But he's not getting the chance to show it now because he, has to fight these nobodies. And I mean, I really wish, I hope the next fight he gets will be a big, big one. So, if I was him, I'd probably. I don't think. I think that's gonna be inevitable. I think he will eventually have to break with what's his name, Sauron, and sign with Eddie Hearn, or maybe Frank Warren. It just, or even Ben Shalom, just somebody from UK. I mean, you got now these promoters, Ben Shalom, a young promoter, doing pretty good, also, and you got these guys who are making good fights and all that happen for the fighters, but when you work under Kyle Sauerland, who also has been infamous for not really, getting his fighters fights in time or fights that they deserve. For instance, Oleg Plato is a guy that was spoiled simply by not being given enough fights or enough bigger fights in time, and just wound up retiring after having a rather you know showing a lot of promise. So I hope Hrgovic will not end up as another Oleg Platov. He deserves better than that. So yeah, I mean, where there you have it. He is not marketable in their own eyes. Not until he beats somebody, you know. I mean, he did beat Zhang already. That victory has now gained more weight after Zhang destroyed Joyce twice. So, but he needs to really like knock out or dominate somebody. May be it, I don't know, Joseph Parker, even Agit Kabayel is based in Germany as well. So that could be a good possible future matchup for him, I think. So yeah, I mean, he's just, in an ungrateful position, coach. Yeah, but he keeps getting mentioned, in the big picture. So hopefully he will not have to wait much longer for that big fight. Yeah, all right. Bye.